All right, looks like everybody is here. Fantastic. Well, hello and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Angela McCarthy, the CEO of the Earth Foundation, the organization behind the Earth Prize, a $200,000 annual global environmental sustainability competition for teenagers aged 13 to 19 to come up with solutions of any kind to tackle environmental issues. Thank you, everyone who has joined us today, and especially who is joining us this afternoon from Europe, anyways, afternoon, but for Lara Rudar, who's live from California, bless you, it's 6 a.m. Hoor Ali, you are in Abu Dhabi, and Monica Cooney, that is in Dubai, and they are from an Emirates Nature team from Emirates Nature in association with WWF, who created their own team for the Earth Prize 2022 called Connect with Nature. Now, this amazing duo happened to be one of our 10 finalists last year. And today, they're going to be sharing their tips and guidance with us for those who are interested in participating in the second edition of the Earth Prize 2023. Now, before I jump into that, I must mention quickly, and they're going to also introduce themselves, that they also were awarded a very special award, actually, in Dubai Expo 2020 by Emirates Nature, the Leaders of Change Award. And I happened to be there in their presence while they received this from 5 ministers, including the Minister of Climate Change and Environment. And I had the pleasure to meet them in person because that hadn't been possible prior. And it was very exciting to see what you had accomplished and how you were rewarded. But now I'd like to pass the mic over to our guests and let them introduce themselves. So welcome, and I think we'll start with Monica.
Hi, everyone. I'm Monica Cooney. I'm head of strategy and impact at Emirates Nature WWF. We are a conservation organization in the United Arab Emirates, and we work in association with WWF, which is one of the world's leading global conservation organizations. And I also run our Connect with Nature youth program, and I will hand it over to Lara.
Hi everyone, I'm Lara. I'm from Turkey and Kazakhstan, but grew up in the UAE. And I was part of Emirates Nature WWF with Monica and Hoor as one of the 20 UAE ambassadors for nature. And that was an incredible experience. I learned a lot. I'm very grateful for it. And yeah, from there, I also was involved with the United Nations, with a few different agencies there. Hoor and we went to pre-COP26 in Milan and a couple of other really cool conferences on climate. And yeah, that's about my work. I mainly do youth advocacy and climate education, and I'm very passionate about those things.
And you also happen to have squeezed in arriving at Stanford.
Yes, I'm currently in my dorm at Stanford. It's very beautiful here, and I'm really loving it.
Oh, fantastic. And Hoor.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Ahli from the UAE, and I was one of the UAE Nature ambassadors as well, me and Lara. And yeah, like it was an amazing experience. I learned a lot from it, and I would say like it made me grow from many different aspects as well. And then from there I was able to go to pre-COP26 and COP26 and all of those conferences, which were also amazing, and they were really nice. And yeah, currently I'm the communications officer at MENA Youth Climate Network. So yeah, that's a new journey as well, and it's been really nice. And yeah, now I'm studying at NYU Abu Dhabi. I'm studying social research and public policy and minoring in environmental studies. So yeah, taking my passion for climate and policy from there.
Very impressive, I must say. If we could squeeze in all that, Monica, into how many? They're 19, 18. No, truly impressive. And we're so excited to have you with us here today. And I really hope that you sharing your tips and your guidance, all of you, is going to inspire many others to see and show that it's much more than a competition. And that's what we're really very excited about. So I'm sure everyone's eager to listen a little bit more about you. This is really about you and your experiences. So I'm just going to jump in. I'm curious, how did you actually hear about the Earth Prize? Lara and Hoor, for example.
Yeah, it was Emirates Nature WWF who came to us. I think it was Monica who sent us an email saying, oh my gosh, there's this really cool competition. If you guys would like to create groups within Emirates Nature, please do, we'll support you. And yeah, we thought that was an amazing initiative that was happening. And actually, before that as well, I saw you guys on Instagram. I think we followed each other before. So that was really cool. A bunch of my friends, my advocacy friends, were involved with you guys in some way or another. I think some of the ambassadors as well. So they also told me about you. So yeah, just word of mouth. And you guys have a great marketing initiative, a great social media team. So yeah.
Great, thank you. What was it similar for you, Hoor? Did you also hear in pretty much the same way?
Yeah, like I heard about it from like the first time from Monica and Ahmed from Emirates Nature, and like it seemed like such an exciting like opportunity, and it was like, yeah, like at first like me and Lara were like, let's like participate in the competition. Then we came up with like the idea and everything. So it was more of like the face of the competition that like sort of like excited us to like take part in it and everything.
Fantastic. So Monica, how did you go about getting your team together? Because there were other teams as well that participated. So I think you had, was it 4 teams that registered?
We had 7 people, and they've wound up dividing into 2 teams. And Hoor and Lara were this like strong dynamic duo of 2. So about a year ago, we actually met you, Angela, in Geneva. I can't believe it's been almost a year exactly. And then we decided to trial it out with our Connect with Nature ambassadors. And Lara and Hoor were 2 of our youngest. And so it was the Connect with Nature ambassadors are a group of about 20 youth between the ages of 15 and 30. And so they had been through this program for 2 years. Sorry, I have a guest who's joined me. And then we organized an introductory session. We sent them a PowerPoint. We took all of the information you had and we walked them through it. And then we just opened it up to them to see who wanted to join. And then we allowed them to create their teams. And so we just helped them to set up.
Okay. And so for you then, once you were registered and you came up with your teams, how did you start to come up with the project or find the problem and then onto the solution? What was that process like? You can all speak. Not at the same time, but whoever, because it's all, I mean, I imagine at this phase, you're all talking together, right? Brainstorming is what I'm imagining, but you share
Not me.
your story.
Just these 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we just went back to our experiences and our past and what we've seen being in the youth climate movements. I guess that was the problem that we really wanted to focus on, climate change, because we've been so involved in it. And then we just pinpointed different issues that we've seen within the movement. And that was, you know, a lack of accessibility, maybe to climate education within like the wider educational community, and also collaboration between organizations. I mean, we have so many different environmental organizations, either run by governments, run by adults, youth, just international ones as well. And it's really hard to kind of find them because maybe some of them don't have such a big internet presence, or if they have a presence in the local community, other people might not know about them. So yeah, we really thought that was an issue that we wanted to target, and also some other ones such as climate funding for different environmental initiatives. There was a study that was done and it was saying that over 80% of the funding in the US in 2021 went to the 10 biggest climate organizations. And this was like climate justice funding. And we really believe that maybe some of the funds, if they were allocated to grassroots initiatives in local communities, that would really have such a stronger impact, because it goes directly to the people on the front lines as well. So we really tried to pinpoint a bunch of different issues that we saw and then basically create a solution out of that.
So you had a passion already, and then essentially through the prize, you were able to create something to solve that issue within your passion. Okay. It's interesting because, you know, I've spoken to so many students and teenagers out there, and it's interesting. Some of them say, "Oh no, I'm not going to sign up because I'm not creative. I don't." I said, "No, it's not about being creative necessarily. It's what's your passion? What do you care about? What's bothering you? What disturbs you when you look out into the world?" And realizing that you actually do have brilliant solutions and ideas within yourself. You just need a platform to release it. So imagine there's students out there who are excited about, you know, participating in the second edition. Like, I want to join this, but I don't have an idea. What would you say to them is the best way to go and source, you know, a problem and then a solution that you care about? Bring that around.
I think like first of all, it's like really important for them to like be like aware of their own like community and society, and then like what issues do they face in their like daily lives, because like many times, for example, there is like this issue, but like since you encounter it like a lot, you're like used to it in a way and you don't really like view it as a problem. So maybe like awareness of like their surroundings and like what's going on. And then even like another thing that they can do is like kind of like surveying like people around them, like their families, their friends, and like seeing like what like sort of like issues they face and like the area of interest of like the students as well. And also another thing that they can do, I think, is like innovating on an idea that's there. For instance, like they can like work on making it like more like cost efficient in a way, or more eco-friendly. And I think like there are like so many products in our life that can be like innovated in so many like different ways, and like the fresh ideas that like young people and youth have like bring a lot of like energy and like innovative ideas to the table.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're right. Because of course we share with people who ask me directly about what kind of solution they can enter. And if they can enter something that is sort of already existing out there, but then they do something different with it. So absolutely, there's lots of things out there that exist, but it's not quite the way you'd imagine it, or you want to do it a little differently. Or if there's something you're already working on, or you've been working on in your school for a couple of years, a project, you can bring it to life through the Earth Prize. So no, that's very helpful, Hoor. Thank you. So Monica, what kind of support and time did you provide to Lara and Hoor while they were working on their project?
So as I mentioned, I didn't do a whole lot. Part of Connect with Nature is that it's a for youth by youth movement. We don't want to be really prescriptive. I mean, they're very creative on their own, and so it was basically walking alongside them on this journey. So just helping to make sure that they filled in everything. If they had any questions, it was really just to help them think about the issue and the solution, but never really giving them the answers. And participating in their mentorship meetings, and with Beatrice Finn, who's the head of ICAN, which is the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons. I think all of these steps were incredibly illuminating, and it was really just to join them and to be part of it with them, but not do any of the work.
So you would say, for the teachers that are listening who are maybe hesitating, thinking, I don't have time. Yeah. You know very well yourself how the curriculums get packed. The teachers' feedback that did it last year said, if we'd only known it was so easy, we would have signed up like so much faster. They signed up and then they discovered that actually through our learning platform that everyone has access to for free, when you register, you have a full section on what's happening in general around the earth. You have our live change makers from all over the world that were teenagers, and they came up with their own solutions. And you can see step by step how they did that to help also guide and support you. And then our entrepreneurial skills videos also there, how to pitch, how to communicate, how to brainstorm and open your own company, etc. That's already there on the platform. But I think teachers still think, I just don't have it. But would you say once a week, an hour, 2 hours
Less.
max, not even less?
Less. I think, Lara and Hoor, they did all the hard work. They did all the thinking and the planning and the ideating and the iterating. I just made, we just I did occasional check-ins, maybe once every few weeks. And obviously during crunch time, stayed up on the night it was due, making sure, like, oh, you forgot to fill in your references, but not doing it for them. So it's actually not, it's allowing them to take control of the process. And
Right.
so it was maybe an hour every few weeks, and then a couple of hours on the evening that, to fill in everything, and then just to double check, just to check in. Sometimes it was just a WhatsApp, just to say, hey, what's going on? So I think if you have multiple teams, obviously if you have like 15 teams, that might require a lot of time. But if you have a handful of teams, it's really incumbent upon them to do it, and it's just checking in. So it's not actually that much additional work. So
Okay.
I think everybody should get on board to do it.
Okay, fantastic. So I have one or two more questions before we're going to then jump into the Q&A, because we know we're going to have a few questions. So ladies, what would you say are some of the skills that you have taken away from the Earth Prize competition? Because we were all curious, including me.
I would say like entrepreneurial skills, honestly. We really learned how to pitch our idea, make it really clear and concise, because the idea itself was quite big. But obviously when you're trying to pitch it to an adjudicating panel of 5 people in around 20 minutes or 30 minutes, it can be very daunting, especially because they're really leaders in their industries. So it was a lot of growth and confidence to do that, really believing in your idea, knowing what it takes to actually make it happen. So yeah, I think like really practical skills such as, presentation skills, time management skills, creativity, but also skills like, belief and that like determination and just belief in your idea. I think that's really important when you're trying to create something, especially if you face challenges, if some people might have feedback and everything on your idea. You really need to take that into consideration and then like move forward. So yeah.
Great. And Hoor, did you pick up some new skills from having this experience through the Earth Prize?
I would say like Lara like phrased it in like such a nice way, like mentioning like all skills together and everything. But then also I would say like in terms of like time management, it like definitely helped me because like I knew like sort of like how to balance like between like academics and then the Earth Prize and then like other extracurriculars that I was doing. So like trying to balance everything out and like taking a break from like my academics, focusing on my passion, focusing on like developing this idea and like looking at it from like very different aspects. Like I got to learn like how to like sort of properly like build like kind of an idea in a way, because like that's like how Earth Prize is built also. It's like it makes you look at like the impact of your idea, it makes you look at like the technical stuff also sometimes. So I would say like building an idea as well.
Good. Well, we're so happy about all that. And thank you again for sharing this, these tips and guides that you've learned. Now, just one last question before we jump to Q&A. Sort of for the students out there that are listening, they've never heard about us before. I mean, what would you say to them if they're thinking about registering? Should we, shouldn't we? What would you say to them?
Do it, honestly. Like you have so much to gain if you are part of this competition, other than just actually being able to fully fledge your idea. You really gain skills such as just like talking to people. You know, it's such a great community, an amazing network that is so supportive. So you'll definitely gain so many new friends, mentors, and also it's just an amazing thing to do. I mean, it's such a great opportunity to realize what you want to do on earth. Like, I know this sounds very philosophical, but I think sometimes we're very kind of absorbed in our own lives, and we don't really think about the world around us as a whole, and maybe what we can do to make it better. So this is a really great place to kind of reflect on, you know, the difference that you want to make in the world, and how you want to maybe spend your life in a way, and just what you can do with your skills and yourself to help the environment, help the world. And also all of these environmental issues that the Earth Prize kind of tackles, they're also social issues. You know, you can't have climate justice without social justice. It kind of spills over into different areas. You know, you might look at education, you might look at poverty, and the environment is really, or like food, agriculture, water security. It is all interlinked. So when you're helping the environment, you're helping so many people. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of Earth Prize. It can really help both the environment and people.
This is recorded and we are using that. It was fantastic and beautiful, and thank you, because it's from the heart, and that's obvious. And so for everyone, you know, at the Earth Prize competition, all of my team and the founder, Peter McGarry, this is really what we wished, that you have this kind of experience, you know, and so we're so happy that this is what happened. Now I'm having messages galore, like get into the Q&A. So bear with me. I am not good at this. If I shut it all down, I apologize. Hold on. Let's see what we have here. So there are quite a lot. So I have a question from Mi Wung Cho. How did you contact people like professionals for research development of your idea, ladies? Would you like to answer that, lady? One of you?
Yeah, so I think we had a really great support network in our own organization, and you know, any questions we had, like technical questions, we had it answered. But I also reached out to a few, because our idea was based on like technology. It was a platform to match people with organizations. So we did kind of like look into how to create the AI algorithm, and there was a group of students at Stanford actually who created this like friendship matchmaking like company or startup, and they use this like, apparently it's a Nobel-winning algorithm that they developed with the professor. So I did get in touch with them and asked just some questions about the algorithm to see if we could maybe apply it to our idea, and also a few other like coders, just to see if it is viable to create a platform like this. And it is. Like it is actually quite simple to code everything. So yeah, we just kind of reached out to our own network, people we saw online, just people who we thought could give advice and support. It's really easy to reach out to people, like even cold emailing people you might not have ever spoken to. If you have a really precise question that maybe it's like, they call it a SMART question. So like, I forgot the acronyms, like what every letter means, but you know, if you really make it specific, meaningful,
measurable.
Yeah, and then like time concise, then they will most probably answer you.
Okay. Mingwon also, sorry, thank you, because there's further question from Mingwon Cho. How in depth does your fresh idea have to be?
I would say like fresh idea was more of like putting everything on our mind like down, and like just like telling Earth Prize like about like explaining to them why this like idea would have an impact on the world, and also like with the different like parts of the Flash Idea Canvas that we had, like it makes you think of like all those like, I think like sort of like what he means by like in depth. And yeah, like there is like also a word count for it. So like there is like an expectation for like how sort of like the how long the answer should be. But like I think like the Fresh Idea Canvas was like more of like a whole picture of the idea, but like just putting like, yeah, just putting everything on your mind on like that canvas, writing down what you have. Like it sort of like also makes you think like how will you be like executing that project as well. And yeah, I think so, that's how it is. So like I think it's quite easy for the like first phase, as long as you like you have your idea like in mind and everything.
I have another question. Hi, I registered for the Earth Prize as a teacher. Do my students need to have their ideas ready for November 30th? No. All you have to do is register by November 30th. So that means you go on our website, theearthprize.org, you start pitching to your students, you see who's interested, but you can already register and then get your teams together, as long as that's all completed by the 30th. And then you only have to submit your solution at the end of January. So I hope that helps you. Then I have another one here, pardon me. Oh, Jenny May. She was asking, what was your idea?
Yeah, so our idea, we titled it environmentalist, for like environmentalist, but like there's a dot between environment and then list, because essentially it was a worldwide database of environmental organizations, and this is all categorized so people can easily find NGOs. But then a really cool aspect of it is we also had a quiz, so you could just like type in, for example, your location, how big you want the organization to be, what it focuses on. So is it, wildlife conservation, or is it green architecture? And then in the end, it just gives you preference hits for different NGOs, either locally or internationally. And then also there's like a whole feed of different webinars that are happening, maybe by the organizations you follow, or just recommendations for things like beach cleanups in a week, or different environmental events in your local community, but also online. So yeah, it was just a way to connect people who really want to help the environment, but just don't know where to start. I think organizations are the best way to do it. I think trying to combat climate change is such a daunting task, but if you have a community, then you can really start from somewhere, be supported through it, and also work on really cool projects. So we really try to bridge this collaboration gap.
Well, it was a brilliant idea, solution, and you were recognized by your entire country. So congratulations again on that. I have a little question here. Can we change, add, eliminate team members at any time before the deadline? Yes, you can. So up until the 30th, you can do whatever you like regarding how many teams, adding, changing teachers, whatever it may be that you need to do. You can absolutely do that until the end of November. I think we have time for one more question. Let me see. What do we have here? That you already answered. You answered so many already. I think we have, Jenny May. Are there any ideas for projects to avoid, e.g. apps? No, she knows that now. But no, we are very open, and our adjudicating panel, of course, is also very open and interested to see and hear all different kinds of solutions. So there's no preference where, we prefer, the Earth Prize prefers X, Y kind of things, and you're going to win like that. That's not how we work at all. We are really open to listening and seeing many different kinds of solutions that all you brilliant teenagers have. So I'm afraid we have run out of time already. That went so fast. I just want to say thank you again to Lara, who got up at 5 a.m. To join the call, to Hoor and to Monica, and to everyone who has joined us today for taking the time to listen. And for all of those teachers, students, parents, know that you can go and register on the earthprize.org website. Now, if there's anything we've missed or anything you still don't understand, we've got an amazing team who are happy to answer your questions. And we're really very, very excited for the launch, well, the next second edition of the Earth Prize 2023. And we know that Monica and her team are also going to have new amazing young students join us. And we know that you're being on this webinar today, ladies, you've inspired and helped a lot of people that maybe weren't sure, and now they are sure. So thank you again to everyone. And on behalf of the Earth Prize team, we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.